I honestly think you ought to sit down calmly, take a spill and think things over. I honestly...
When you get to hell, tell him Duke sent you.
What is up, fam? Damn, it's been way too long. Way too long. So, finally got my computer back. Finally got some of this shit set back up. I don't know if you guys can hear me right. I had to reset everything. Luckily, I had a really good idea of how to set up the OBS now, so that didn't take too long. So. Move this chat real quick. Yeah, along with that, I had to set up the whole OBS system. So, or the setup and everything. So things are maybe a little different. Finally got figured out how to get Hangouts to work. So I got Hangouts in the Zoom working. You can get some of the fan up in here. Let me see. There it is. Let me see. Let me invite Jay in here. Get his ass in here. He hasn't been here for a minute. Trey may stop by. Start off there. Let me see. Who's in the chat? What's up, Ted? Legendary. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's been a minute, man. Where you been? I can't scroll. Okay, here we go. Origin. Yeah, there he is. What up, McVice? So, McVice, I've actually been doing a little bit of research on your Bigfoot. So we'll talk about that a little bit. What's up, Eddie? Daniel. Daniel, thanks for that video, man. I'm going to go over that. So, my boy Daniel, George, what's up, man? It's coined to me 50-50. I don't really even want the explanation to that, but we'll run with it. So let's get some more people in here. See if I can get some people on the Hangout. I'll go ahead and throw the link out there because who cares, right? Actually, I'll give it a little bit before we throw that out there. What up, Senex? Oh, I definitely will see you. There's a couple things I wanted to go over. The first thing I definitely wanted to go over was I was over at the Builds live stream yesterday, and you know, someone was talking about like the cloud seeding. And this is gonna be like the basic stuff, so I'm not really gonna get into anything right now. But so he was saying that he's only ever seen plane spraying, and then I added Hang on, let's see. Could I hear him? What is up, man?
What's up?
Been a minute. Let me see.
Been a couple minutes.
Yeah, like I said, man, I want that basement. It better be the most feature. I want to see that damn waterfall. Can you hear me? Oh wait, stop. There he is.
Man,
Right
my
here.
bad. No, I don't. I think I did it. I don't know what I did. I was about to say I ain't even hear what you said. What's up? What's happening, man? What's up, everybody? Whoever out there.
Basically, my computer's been down. I just got it back. Yeah, and thanks, Cynics. I know the mic sounds like crap. I scratched the mic.
Yeah, I was about to say yeah.
Well, the headphones.
Something don't sound right.
Yeah, the headphones I had went to shit. So I'm using my camera's microphone. That's the best I got.
Oh, okay.
I can adjust
Oh,
it.
so you running some bootleg shit right now?
Yeah. I mean, I can. If it's bad, I can try to play with it a little bit, but
Nah, I mean it is what it is, bro. It's just all good.
as long as you can hear.
Yeah.
OBS audio is
Yeah, no, I can
blasting
hear you.
right now. Hang on. All right, there we go. Yeah, man. So, what you been up to? Shit.
Working on this basement, yo. I told you, man. I'm getting it in.
It's good to see that you're not doing it the fire marshal Bill way.
Nah, I ain't burning nothing down, bro.
That's good.
Shit, I might as well be a certified electrician. Well, I done did so much. I mean, ain't a lot of wiring, but for somebody that don't know, fucking electric other than trial and error, I think I did pretty good.
Why don't you should apply for that shit? I bet they get paid bank out there, especially with all the winners and shit.
For what? Electricians?
Yeah. Don't you just gotta go get like a card saying I know what I'm doing? I don't know anything about
Well,
it.
the best. I mean, as far as that, the best thing to do would probably be to get in the union, the
Yeah.
electricians union around here. But it's hard to get into that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But whatever.
Well, yeah, the unions.
It's. I mean, look, you can kind of make money doing anything. But listen. Oh, damn! What's that? I said, what the hell was that?
I may have hit something. Like a spike.
Say what?
Or something.
I don't know. It was just a bunch of loud noise. I don't know.
I moved. I accidentally bumped the.
Oh, okay. It sounded like something was getting. It sounded like something was getting fried.
I told you, man. I'm starting over. Like I have to do all my settings. I'm like looking at my the OBS settings, and like half the time it's blasting. I'm trying to adjust everything right now.
I was about to say it don't sound bad now. It sounds better than it did when you first got on.
Yeah, I bet.
Or when I first got on.
I'm playing with the fucking microphone and all that shit.
Yeah, well, whatever you did worked, because now you don't sound like you at the bottom of a trash can no more.
Well, for a while, what I was doing is I'd forget. Wait, how's that? That a lot better?
Yeah, no, it sounds decent. It sounds pretty good.
Okay, yeah. I'm just playing with the adjustments right now.
But compared to what it was when you see now, it don't sound right.
Now it sounds too much.
It was good, and you just had to mess with it.
Well, it should get better now.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds better. Yeah, you all right.
Hey, I'm working on it. I told you, I just got everything back, and I had to fucking set everything up all over again. Somehow
Damn.
all my settings changed, and it's just a big pain in the ass. What's up, Madon?
Sounds like it.
Yeah, so for this one, everyone's just gotta deal with it. Oh yeah, so I was saying that I was at the Bills live stream he had. He was saying that he's only seen regular planes cloud seeding. And
who's live stream?
Bill James.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I ain't been around in a minute.
Well, I mean, it was this conversation, and so in the chat, I said they're probably drones now, most of the spring, because they fly longer, And then he said he didn't think so. He didn't think drones could do it. And I wanted to kind of just go over it again. You know, it's just a 5 second quick overview of it. Like, what people don't understand is drones aren't these little toys you see anymore. They have like navigation systems that are in our space shuttles, all the jetliners that are supposed to be there so that if say a jetliner gets hijacked again, the FAA is actually able to control the plane. So essentially, that's a drone. But the drones that they fly from a warehouse, these things get as big as regular planes. It's not these little dinky things anymore. And then, as for capacity of the spray, I streamed on it a while ago, and it's pretty common now. You can things in the you can see these things all over the internet. Excuse me. They're using the fuel now. The biofuel that they put in these planes that has chemicals that cloud seed, that spray, you know, the ionosphere stuff. Just all the things they're doing. It's now they're using biofuels. They're no longer having to put these extra tanks in these planes. So what that means is the same fuel that fuels these drones and has them so they can fly for 18 hours a day. Yeah, they're going to use those over a regular plane, which a pilot can only fly for so long before they have to be back on the ground. Not for a drone. A drone can have 3 different people flying for 8 hours a drone. That's how easy it is.
Oh, dang, man. My bad.
Yeah, just going over the fact that drones are actually smarter to use for spraying, that they're using it in the biofuels now. It's not this old school way where they're putting these big ass tanks inside of a plane to spray anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
yo, I think I told you about this before. I told you I can't find it, but I told you about that lady. I think she was from California. She's like a scientist or whatever. Them
there. Just lost their audio. It wasn't me this time. What up, Peanuts?
Man, what was up with that?
I don't know, that was you.
Yeah, no, nah, dog. It just got disconnected all of a sudden. I'm like, I was just saying, I was telling you. Remember, I told you this before about that scientist lady or whatever the hell she is in California. She made a damn battery out of viruses.
Oh, I heard about that. Or I read it, like a sentence about it, but I
She
didn't go
took.
into it.
This is what she did. She took basically they said for every teaspoon or tablespoon of seawater, there's like thousands of viruses. Obviously, a lot of them aren't, bad or nothing. They're benign, but they're still viruses nonetheless, categorized by, by the way that they reproduce and shit. So she basically now the virus that she chose, it typically would collect calcium to create a shell around itself. So she basically changed the genetic or the genetic sequence of the virus, and instead of that virus seeking out like calcium to create its shell, it sought out copper. So whatever available copper is in the water, in the dissolved form, whatever the case may be, if it's copper, it automatically, takes it on, and it's basically turned it into a battery. Then you put the anode and the cathode in it, basically, and you got a living battery. The fucking thing, basically, the virus replicates itself. You know what I'm saying? It's like the perfect energy machine. The virus replicates itself, and it continuously produces the energy because it's constantly. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. I did see that. I don't understand it at all.
It gets a little complicated, but it's pretty simple if you think about like a typical virus, the way that we know them, how they work, how they replicate. they can actually change, and adapt or whatever the case may be, and whatever.
Actually, that's actually a perfect segue. Thank you.
No
So,
problem, brother.
check this Daniel. That he sent a video earlier, or he started talking about how NASA was talking about having the first astronauts in the century that's been around or whatever. But he said it was basically saying that there weren't the other twins they know. The guy that died supposedly on the Challenger.
Yeah, the black guy.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm eating popcorn at the same time.
I guess he don't count because
So, anyone who doesn't know, it's this guy right here. I'm showing it on my OBS. They say that the Ronald McNear guy passed away on Challenger, and this guy that is him, Carl McNear, quote unquote, twin brother, which does go against what Daniel thought the story was about. I do have the video. Let me see if I can grab there. Nope, that's not it.
I guess to their credit, not to really give them credit, I guess because he ain't an astronaut, he don't count.
Yeah, that's what it is. But when I watched the video, I also noticed,
hey, it's bullshit. That's why it don't count.
But yeah, but what I noticed is that because of that, in the story, they said a lot of shit that didn't make any sense. That ain't gonna work. Let me see. I gotta try to figure out how to find it. There it is. Perfect. Okay, so are you watching the watch page too, or?
Who, me?
Yeah, like what's on the YouTube. Can you see it still?
No, I'm just listening. I'm actually doing a little bit of wiring still. So
okay, no worries. You'll be able to hear it still. All right. So this is the video he sent me. All that copyright crap, used, blah blah blah. From Inform Overload. Now this is a video that he sent. Now I'll stop it and pause it, but there are things in here that I wanted to bring up that is very important, and it has everything to do with the twin thing and all that crap. Here we go.
Mark Kelly are the only identical twin brother astronauts in history. But when Scott got back to Earth after spending almost a year in space, he is no longer an identical twin because his genetic code has completely changed. What is happening? This is in.
That's the first point right there. Now, they've had many astronauts spend a lot of time on the ISS, but how come they've never talked about this genetic change that happens? Now, understand what that means. That means a different person came back from space. So they talk about how the DNA structure completely changed, or not all of it, but I think it was 7 key genes changed, which means a DNA change.
what are they saying? It mutates because of the radiation or something?
They don't say why. They don't say anything about.
Well, no, I mean,
how,
is that what you're talking about? You're talking about the genome mutating because of the radiation exposure or something like that?
I personally think that makes sense, but they don't explain why it happens. Just that it does happen. Now,
right,
this whole story is that because they're twins and because he has a DNA change, they're no longer twins. That's the crazy part, and she'll talk about a little bit more into it.
Inform Overload, where we overload you with information. I'm Charlotte Dobre. Identical twins are twins that are derived from one fertilized egg, which means they have completely identical DNA. But it appears that spending an extended period of time in space can actually change your genetic code. As part of an experiment to examine the effects of space, the Kelly brothers were kept apart for almost a year. Mark was kept on Earth and Scott spent 340 days aboard the ISS. When he got home, he was 2 inches taller, his gut bacteria were different, and his entire body mass decreased. But not only that, according to NASA, his DNA changed significantly.
Now, what you just said, it makes me laugh first. For one, if it does change your DNA that rapidly, I'm not sure if you guys remember, but a long time ago, I asked a question about it, about when they do their medical reports, is their genes and their DNA change because it becomes actually younger. Their birthdays would be changed. Everything about their structure changes. But they're making it seem like this is like this revolutionary study they're doing. My question is, why didn't they do this study with that Ronald and Carl McNear guy? They're twins. They'd be apart. Doesn't make sense that all of a sudden in 2018, this is the study that they've done. You would think if they're putting humans in space, and talking about being in space for all these years, that the one main thing they would do are these studies. Kind of like the same studies of what are the effects of humans in space? Those kind of things. Which brings me to my next point. Understand that when they talk about the effects of space, testing space gear and all that kind of stuff, here's a real big problem. They can't make vacuum of space. This is something I started reading up on while I was doing some research on some stuff, and understand that there are so many there are different levels of this vacuum. Like for instance, like your vacuum cleaner is like the lowest. Deep space is supposed to be perfect vacuum. We can't even get anywhere near perfect vacuum. So when they do all those, oh, this is gravity because this is what the vacuum of space is, and this is how it works in space and how we know gravity is real. Understand that when they're doing those things, they can't make the vacuum of space. They cannot make the vacuum of space. They're not even close to being able to be able to do it at all. In fact, I'm gonna play the rest of this video. I'm gonna get those notes so you can understand how many different levels of vacuum there really are. Now, this dumbass woman is gonna say some stupid shit in a second that irritated me. Now, remember everything you've heard? Because when she says it, you'll understand the same way I did. It made zero sense to even be said. But with that said, go ahead. I'm gonna play the rest of it, or play the rest of what you guys, this video that's worth of shit, and then we'll get into it.
A statement from NASA suggested that the physical and mental stresses of Scott Kelly's year aboard the ISS may have activated hundreds of space genes that altered the astronaut's immune system, bone formation, eyesight, and other bodily processes. Explain that, flat earthers! Sorry, I had to say it. Since being back on Earth for the last 2 years, Scott has actually shrank back to his original size, and many of the other changes brought on by the year in space also reverted. But around 7% of Scott's genetic code remains changed, and it's probably gonna stay that way. So what can we take away from this? Being in space changes your biology. It can degrade your cells, assemble new ones, it can turn genes on and off, and that changes cellular function. All of this thanks to zero gravity and less oxygen. They cause what is known as space stress, and that's why NASA is studying it so closely. Eventually humans are going to be in space for extended periods of time, like when we go to Mars, and we need to properly understand what being in space does to our bodies before that. Alrighty, that is all I have for you on that. I'm going to respond to some comments now. Galaxy Fox said, Charlotte! Today is the youngest you will ever be again and the oldest you have ever been. I like that, except the idea of being old. That random kid said, Charlotte, how do you look so pretty? Like your hair and outfits are always flawless. Never change or leave IO. I'd die if you did. Thank you for the compliment, that's very kind. I've gotten ready down to a science, because if I don't look on point,
I can't listen to it anymore. But I mean, the things that were said, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it makes Carl, it makes zero sense. I don't understand what she said had anything to do with being flat earther, but I know damn well that for the so remember that one lady, she was in space for what, it was like 2 years or something like that. I am not 100%, so I'm not saying that's the perfect exact time she was up there, but she was up there for longer than him because she had the record for being up there. How come they didn't talk about how she became a different person? What is that? Different person. Yeah, someone in the comments should let her know she needs to spend a lot more time than she's taking. Anyway, yeah, it's crazy. Dre fell out. I'm not sure why. I can get him back in. I know I invited Jay, but he's a pussy, so. I know you heard that, Jay. I hope it upset you too. But yeah. So, I mean, we can show those videos all day long. It's pretty obvious how the fuckery that they do is ongoing. It's not going to stop. I don't think you even know how to stop it. Alright, give me a second. I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the chat.
You hear me?
Yep. Okay.
Alright.
My bad. I was looking
No
at the video, notes, and I didn't even notice you had gone out, so I apologize.
Man, no, it's all good. Shoot, I was about to say I was just making a bunch of noise anyway. As a matter of fact, I think I might mute this because I'm about to make some noise. You know what I'm saying?
No worries. Yeah, I know but Don wanted to come in with his ideas of what I just said.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute real quick, y'all. I'll be here though.
But another thing is with Don, I decided I also want to. I sent you a link, Madon. What I really want to do is I want to have a debate with Don.
About what?
About creation and creator.
Okay. So you know what? I ain't even gonna front. This is one area where, other than some of the off the wall type shit that Madon like to say, this is one area that I might agree with him more so than you.
I know.
Okay. I'm just saying, because that don't happen too often. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, I don't want to do it here or right now, but I want to set it up and actually have
a
debate with him.
No, I hear you.
And I actually felt the same way. Of everyone that talks about it, he talks about it probably the most. And when it comes to that, who else would I, who should I have a debate with it about? But someone who is so committed to it that they act like they'll never change the way they think. But I think I got enough. And I want to remind everybody, this isn't evolution. This isn't a debate about evolution. This is a debate about the creation. Because that's like seems to be a hot topic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I might have asked you this before, but do you seriously think like all of this stuff just came to be like just through happenstance?
In layman's terms, yes. If that's the most blatant way you could describe it, yes.
Right. Well wow. Man. Even with all the intricacies of how things are intertwined and all that,
100%. That even more.
I used to be that way. I ain't gonna front. And so, seriously, seriously, I used to think like that too. I used to think like, man, you know what? There's no such thing as a God as far as the way that they, tell us or whatever the case may be. I just didn't see it because I was into all the space, like I said, in the Drake equation, and there's got to be something else. But when I got into the flat Earth, that's when all that shit changed. That's when I really.
That's the other thing. To me, it's like, how do you believe that an entity is responsible?
Why do I believe that an entity is responsible for it?
Because if you're saying that, then you got to remember what
made
him. It wasn't like
exactly. I completely
with nothing.
I completely agree. I absolutely agree that God had to come from somewhere as well, and that's like I said, that's probably one of the the biggest mysteries in existence. For particularly for people who believe in a creator, that's something we can't answer. But the system and the complexity of it all, it's just too complex for it to just be a result of happenstance, in my opinion, anyway. But it's I don't know. Man.
But see,
It's just kind of
but see, that's the thing. There are a few people. You're one of the people. Madon can do it. But to be able to even have a conversation about it seems like
right.
it doesn't make sense to me because I don't hear anything that would even remotely think to change my mind. But the way you guys describe it, it's still compelling. It's not something you can just get off and say forget about it. You know what I mean, it is. They're
Well, the best thing I could kind of say to that right now, you remember that joint that Eddie Murphy did, and he was like, "Nothing from nothing, leave nothing."
oh yeah,
Had to do something, motherfucker. Punch you in the mouth. Well,
yeah.
nothing can come from nothing. So something, some entity, some force, some combination of the two, or whatever the case may be, created all of this that we experience. There's no doubt in my mind about it. And there's, just to me, and particularly anyway, there's like a gazillion different things that I won't say prove it, but heavily lend to that idea that there is a creator, something that's greater than us and our understanding that we come from. It's just we didn't just come from nothing.
I just thought of something. Do you think maybe because the way it's obviously how it works, but being raised, learning that mother, father, um, that's how you have a baby, love, genetics, DNA, for the parent. You think maybe that has anything to do with the fact that you believe there's a creator? Like like your parents are your creator, and just
Well,
that.
no, because that's even now, even though I do believe in the ultimate creator, uh, that created everything or whatever. At the end of the day, I mean, my mom is my God. She's my primary God. She's the one that birthed me. She's the one that brought me into this existence and
Well,
everything, all that
exactly,
good stuff.
exactly. But do you
So,
think that maybe the reason you believe it started the way it did
uh,
is because of that concept? Like there, well, if my parents created me, everything that I am, and raised me and instilled me with these
no,
ideas, how?
no. I don't think so. Because to me, that's like a very small percentage of a fraction of what it all entails. Just for you to like that aspect of it, as far as paternity and maternity is concerned, that's just one tiny smidgen of a thing, and how it's all tied together. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that might be that one orange square on the Rubik's cube that's chilling off on the left, where you still got however many squares are on the damn Rubik's cube, 52 or 48, whatever the hell it is. I don't know. I never fucked with it, but you know what I'm saying. So, so as far as like people, viewing or making that correlation as far as the way that they were raised, and the process and how that goes, and then trying to apply that to the creator itself. It's like I said, I think it's just one portion of a much larger mosaic. You know what I mean?
It's just to me, I just don't understand. How do I say? I don't understand it. I don't understand what makes it believable.
You don't understand what?
Like the whole evolution. Uh, what's the other part of it? Man, on a blank. Evolution, adapting. That whole thing. Like,
Adaptation?
yeah, that's the one. Like,
Is it just
I get the differences, and I get why people feel the way they do about it. But to me, what doesn't make sense is there's no
my bad? Go ahead.
there's no.
Hey, bro, I'm sorry, bro. I'm putting in work though, bro. I'm getting it in. My bad.
The thing is I noticed it at first, but it wasn't something. And then you said, "My bad, dude," and that shit was loud.
Hold on.
I was like, "How did I not notice that?" Right. I completely forgot what I was talking about. All right, I think I remember now. So, what's up, David? That real quick. George, we're done.
Yeah.
Charles. Hey, I swear, if you show a picture of your basement, like I said, some boxes are moved to the other side. The pile of dust in the middle of the room is now gone, and it's just a clean floor. I'll be pissed. But listen, okay, so I get how, or the same way that adaptation has its little facts and shows you how that works, and evolution to me is multiple adaptations over time. There are still facts that support what I say, whether a lot of people believe them or not. There are still facts that support it. But in my eyes, from what I've read and searched and heard and been told, I don't see any of those facts behind it. And that's basically is honestly why I want to debate with Madonna about it. That's one of my
adaptation. To me, adaptation, or what you're calling evolution or whatever, is just basically the adaptation. That's a part of the creation. That's how the self-sustaining system, which grows. It's like it's an organ, not really. Yeah, I mean, it is an organism. Technically, I mean, whatever.
Yeah, but see,
it's living though. It's
okay. But I see that. I see that. Okay, I'll call it adaptation, but it's adaptation times 1,000. When you really think about it, all evolution to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Instead of going adaptation,
but
pump it together and go evolution.
This is where I think one of the places evolution or traditional evolution drops the ball is when they tell us, they make these claims that species actually change from one thing to another, and it just doesn't happen.
Okay, but I believe it. I can't prove it because obviously I don't have the means to. But when you go, well, snakes or lizards became snakes. Well, we see the same leg portions of bones that in snakes still. They have hip bones.
I mean, listen, to a degree, although the details are very different, but to a degree, virtually every body structure for the head or a certain type of animals that walk on all fours, they still have the same bodies in different configurations. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's something completely off the same shit. You know, it's nah. It's just to me, it's just like the adaptation. You got to think of it like this. So basically, like the fish or the snake and the lizard, the whatever thing, that's like, just think about this. Apparently, from what they tell us, everything came out of the ocean. Like something used to live in the ocean, and eventually it figured out how to live on land and the ocean until it pretty much evolved to the point that it could live on land, and then evolved into other things. Now, for something that complex evolve, I don't even care if it was a 11 trillion million years time for any type of complex life, as far as something that can get up, walk around, think, fart, brush its teeth, climb a tree, whatever the case may be, for all of that stuff to occur randomly and work properly in the fashion that it does, whether it's a human being, a monkey, a lion, a fish, tiger, bear, whatever the case may be, for all of that stuff to have occurred through a process of random occurrences, to me is literally laughable.
So are you saying, do you believe that 1,000 years ago their hygiene was as good as our hygiene is now?
No, not necessarily, not at all. I mean, but it could have been for all we know that they didn't have to do the things to their teeth that we do now because they weren't exposed to things like obviously the chemicals and the different poisons that we're exposed to that attack our enamel and shit like that. So they probably could have gotten away. Motherfuckers probably would have had halitosis, breath stinking from high hell, but they probably had some pretty healthy teeth because motherfuckers wasn't eating Snickers and Swedish fish. You know what I mean? Popping cola bottles with their teeth and doing dumb shit like that. So, just because their dental hygiene might not seem like it was up to par compared to our modern day shit, for all we really know, it could have been far superior or not even necessary to a degree. You know what I mean? So I mean that's all subjective. You know what I'm saying, my brother?
That's why I don't want to debate you.
Why? I mean, I don't want to debate, but I'm curious.
Okay, so the answer basically was correct. We know they didn't shower as much. Even you look over at the UK now, and they don't brush, they don't shower as much. I think that shit is cool. It's just the way it is. That's not racist or.
Then again, now that I think, my bad.
It's true.
I don't mean to cut you off, but now that I think about it, after watching Austin Powers series, maybe the dental hygiene wasn't up to snuff. Man, so because that motherfucker's babies was fucked up. His teeth this shit was ratchet. Nah, my bad. Go ahead. I'm gonna mute my mic.
Exactly. So basically, over 1,000 years, our hygiene has gotten our personal hygiene has gotten better. And you said that you find it very hard to believe that anybody could have learned to have basic hygiene. What you said, basically manners, but those things actually are exactly what has happened from the start to now. Were different because of a lot of those situations where being able to think, being able to do basic hygiene, stuff like that. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, but that's you got to understand though. But that's the most basic in the world. That's something that's innate. That's a part of everything that lives and breathes as far as an animal or human is concerned. I mean, you see every animal that you ever seen, birds, whatever, cats, dogs, licking their ass, preening their feathers, doing whatever the case that, it is, but because that's a part of the natural design. That where it's programmed innately to do these things to itself in order to preserve itself. So even a human, it's like that's what that's one of the functions of the nostril. When the nostril says, "Damn, your ass is pickly, and you need to go get a fucking shower or something like that, or whatever the case may be." Then even if you wasn't at a shower, your ass was by a creek. Motherfucker gonna go down to that creek and splash up in that motherfucker a little bit. They might not have no zest, but at least they can get a little bit of that funk up off their ass. But that shit is natural. that comes along with the package. Every animal,
but that's the thing, and we can see that for every animal, certain traits that are needed and not needed go away and are still there all the time. Now, for instance, a tiger, it's a natural, the things it does naturally, whether it be hunt, where it sleeps, how it sleeps, blah, blah, blah. We see that in cats. But cats don't have to hunt. It's not like they hunt because they need to hunt. We give them food, but they still do the stalking thing when they play. They do all these things. So we still see we see same traits from animals.
They still do hunt.
That go and come. A cat, it's
domestic cats still hunt. They don't hunt to eat. They don't hunt to survive, but they will hunt and kill whatever they can get their hands on.
Yeah, but they don't eat it. Why don't they eat it then?
So, some of them do because once their palate is basically tainted by canned food and stuff like that, they don't want it because their body's not saying you need to eat this in order to survive. That cat knows that, "Man, I can lick it and play with it and taste it, but I don't have to consume it. Why would I consume it when when my master is back there scooping my turds and filling my shit up with fancy feast?"
Okay. How do they know?
Animals,
How do they
they're
know to use a litter box?
because it's part of the adaptation. That's a part of the built-in mechanism for animals to adapt to their surroundings, their environment.
Okay.
The
But what you just said,
animals are
but what you
intelligent
said,
just like we are.
okay, but what you just said
Mhm.
takes away from what you said before, where it's built
No,
in.
because that listen, because that's yeah, it's built in. The code the code to respond to your surroundings in that manner is built into the system itself
And you're saying
of the
that's from the
entity, whether
creator.
that absolutely that's
Okay.
from the creator.
Okay.
But
I thought you
that
meant
doesn't
like
but
a
listen,
cat goes to a litter box because that's the way God wanted cats to.
no, that cat is adapting to its environment. And it's that's just a part of the the natural process of the creation that was made. That's how it sustains itself. That's how it adapts. That's what evolution really is. It's not the ability for a species, whether it's a house cat or a mountain lion, to turn into something completely different because
Well, no.
it
Okay.
was
Okay.
changed.
Okay. Well,
It's genetic.
it's perfect. That's perfect right there. Because I guarantee you that before cats were what they are now, they were bigger. Because as you know, just the same way dogs, we didn't have these little nincompoop dogs in the beginning, but as the breeding selection and all that stuff happened, we made them smaller. Well, why? Well, who's to say that they don't do the same thing? It didn't happen the exact same way with a wild animal, like a mountain lion, for instance, and someone kept it in and over a
Well,
thousand years. The cat, because of its
what's a lynx?
environment, got smaller, didn't have to go poop in a bush. It had a fucking litter box and had canned food. Who's to say that the animal, a mountain lion, over 1,000 years wouldn't become a cat size, basically evolving, or you want to call it adapting to its environment? So how do you say that?
Well,
So how
I
can you say
mean,
that a cat and a mountain lion can't be the same thing? That's how you know there's a creator. That's evolution. That's exactly that's exactly how a cat is a cat today, and not a mountain lion. I have no idea what happened. Hopefully, it'll come back in. Felt like that. That was. I mean, that's as simple as I can explain how evolution would work in that situation. Um, I put the link in the chat. Anybody's welcome to come on in. So it doesn't really matter.
I got kicked off again.
How much did you hear what I was saying about it?
Honestly, I don't even remember the last thing I heard, but it was probably something about matter for some reason. I don't know if I think.
No, I was just
Oh no,
saying.
you were saying about the cat. Like
Yeah,
if the cat could,
but
it would kind of like apply over a long term.
yeah, that's a perfect example of evolution, to me at least.
Yeah, but that cat is not changing genetically into a
Absolutely
different
it is.
species or a
Absolutely it
different
is.
animal.
If its tail
Well,
becomes shorter, if its fur becomes longer or different color, or or it becomes a smaller animal, which means its genetics would be different.
It's still a feline.
Exactly,
It's still a
but it's not
feline.
a mountain lion. It becomes a kitten.
Well, but see, but a mountain lion is just a name that humans gave this particular
Okay,
type of cat to
okay, but it's
distinguish
okay.
it
All
from
right,
another type.
we'll call it feline one, and a kitten is feline. A regular house cat is feline two. It doesn't change anything. A feline one has extra long legs, different muscle structure, longer tail for balance, and eats only wild meat. And it has to be alive because it needs that chase factor. And then you take that animal out of the wild and breed it with another animal of the same feline one that you've taken from the wild. Over time, over 1,000 years, that feline one, its genetics will change. Just like that space dude, its DNA will be different than it was when they took it from the wild, and over time, it will become a cat. Now, that cat comes from that mountain lion family tree because it has some genetic codes that match. Not anymore. Therefore, it is a different animal. That's the best way I
No,
can explain it.
It's not a different animal. That's like saying
A
that's like saying
a different species of feline. I'm sorry.
no, and it's not a different species. It's a different type. That's
Okay,
no different
okay,
than an
you're right. Okay,
listen.
but
It's no different. It's no different than an ethnicity of a person. Like okay, well, so I'll take like a typical black guy, a white guy, an Oriental
but
guy,
we're all
for
not the
instance, or
same. But
whatever the case
we
may
are
be.
all not the same, though.
Well, technically yes, but no.
Not
So
when you
that's
go to the
kind of like
DNA.
one of those.
But remember,
Well,
we're talking
we're all
like
based
family
on the same
tree.
template.
But we're talking genes, DNA, and family tree. So when you want to look at it that way, we are completely different.
No, we're not. Superficial differences, maybe,
DNA is not
whatever.
superficial.
What's that?
DNA isn't superficial, though.
Can you reproduce with those people?
Yeah, I'm sure I could.
Okay, if you can reproduce with those people, every other difference is superficial.
Okay, perfect. A house cat and a mountain lion cannot.
Say what?
A house cat and a mountain lion, they can't reproduce.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Okay, so then they are a different species.
Well, I mean, yeah, you kind of might have a point there. I don't think they're a different species though because they're felines. Feline is the species.
Then they're a different. There's a word for it too, and I just don't know what it is.
Okay, what?
For the fact that
A word for what?
they may be in the same. They may be felines, but they are a different. Someone in the chat knows.
They're subspecies. I mean, if that's what you mean, the species is a feline, and then the subspecies might be a lynx or a house cat, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. A subspecies of. Yeah.
But it's still a species.
Okay, but it's a subspecies, which means they can't.
But
breed.
now, listen. Now take
all you're doing is explaining evolution right now.
Yeah, no. But now take it a step further. Now, in the case of humans and the traditional evolution story that we share or come from monkeys or we share well that's what everybody typically says.
That's what you learn.
So whether well no I'm just saying so that's what they typically say, that we come from monkeys or whatever, but yet they can't present this so-called missing link where they show the transition from monkey to human.
Well, understand there's a lot of missing links. I mean, there are
but these are all a lot of these. They're all a bunch of fossils, and a lot of them already been proven to have been faked and staged in the whole nine. Come on, man, you know better than that.
There's also a lot of those fossils that are said to be fake that are proven are right.
You have to point them out to me.
I'd love to if I knew we were having this conversation.
I don't know about that, man. That's like the dinosaur bones. You know what I mean? That's the same stuff.
This brings me to another good one.
I mean, the ancient animal bones. My bad.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm not sure if people knew about this, but if you go on online and do some research on it, these dinosaur guys weren't the first to bring this whole fossil thing. It was in like 1600s, that early 1600s, that the first fossil, quote unquote, was around. And there's a lot of those little facts that I'm starting to realize and learn. Here's the thing. I get what a lot of people are saying is bullshit, and I believe a lot of it's bullshit. And as I'm researching, hey man, are you taking a piss right now? Are you serious?
No, I'm washing my hands. Man, come on, bro. Dang.
Hey,
it's a good thing I ain't turned on the waterfall. You would have been like, man, you all right?
I can't wait to see that shit.
I already got it roughed in.
What's up, Upper? How you doing, sir? It's just, I get what you're saying, but this is the thing. The way you're saying it is to me, you're explaining evolution, but you're not. You're saying like little key words that make it not evolution.
See, but that's exactly what it is. They took the reality of basically adaptation, and then they called it this thing evolution,
You're right.
and put all these.
But see, that's the thing, though. That's what I'm saying. You're saying the same thing. So let's just say a mountain lion is
I told you
adaptation
that
one.
before.
Yeah,
I
but
told you that before.
I'm just saying in general, adaptation is feline one. Well, adaptation 5.3 million is a cat, the house cat. It's still evolution.
No, see, because house cats are a result of specific breeding, and that goes back to the Egyptians.
Well,
This is where they started to domesticate cats.
okay, well,
according to my understanding,
to a mountain lion in the United States is the same thing. They have a lot of the same genes, a lot of the same code, but they're different. Because the mountain lion here adapted for here rather than having to adapt for Africa. But it's still evolved to a mountain lion.
Well, I mean, technically, like I said before, that name, the mountain lion, is just something that these people made up and called that particular cat a mountain lion. So, I mean,
but no. But they call it a mountain lion because it has a lot of the similar.
Can you take this bread and cut 2 pieces?
Right.
It's like a new age. The same
Can you
way
come and take this bread and cut 2 pieces?
It's an old world vulture, and a vulture that we have here, or I'm sorry,
you know what?
Is a new world.
I guess a pterodactyl would have been an ancient. I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, imagine if you okay.
Yo, wait. My bad. Look, I'm about to eat, man. I gotta go.
All right. Hey,
so,
good talking to you.
I'll be back in a little bit if I can. Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, brother. Peace.
But so, imagine if 1,000 years ago, saw a bird with a 16-foot wingspan flying over, and that's like a condor in South America. I mean, you may think that that's a pterodactyl. I don't know. I mean, I've seen large birds. They don't look like regular pigeons. It's not the same thing when they fly. So I think a lot of those things are, I think I saw or shit like that. Maybe you want to call them the UFOs of the day. I don't know. But like I said, the chat's open. Put the hangout out there. I have the Zoom one open. I'm gonna keep going with this. It's working. But yeah, Madon, you were here for a second. I don't know where you went. But yeah. Another thing that I was explaining on James the build. If you guys haven't subbed to him, go sub to him. He has a lot of good builds on there. What I consider is what happened with the situation is he has a lot of good points. I think he's just young. I think he wants everything to happen now, whereas we all realize that, or personally, I don't think any one of us are going to change anything. It's not going to happen. But the key to it is our next generation. They're the ones who do change things. They're the ones who do make change. So I think our job here now, doing live streams, getting information out, it is educating the next generation, educating them on the truth, educating them on what's going on. And one of the things he was saying was that he thinks that we need to stop debating altogether. Where I explained to him, I'm here because of debate. When I first got here, saying it as a globe, when I thought it was a globe, I debated with Dreads. I debated with everybody, all the family. I debated all the time. And it got me to where I am. I learned the most through debating. So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, as you guys all know, I'll stir it up with anybody. I don't really give a fuck. It's flat. That's just the way it is. So debating, to me, is an opportunity for, let's say, when Bro Sanchez debate. I think I've seen like, 1,000 to 4,000 people. Well, let's just cut that in half. It means half of them all believe it's a globe. Well, half of them all had to have learned something, researched it after that. And I guarantee one fourth of them now are looking into stuff or even becoming flat earthers because Bro Sanchez debated these. So to me, reach the most people, unlike-minded people, through these debates to get this information out for them to understand how it really works. So to me, debating ain't going nowhere.
How what really works, Sean? What are you talking about, Sean?
Yeah, about how flat Earth works. Unfortunately for you, Madon, for some odd reason you decided that that all the facts that we keep giving you don't make any sense, and you keep feeling that those jewels you need to be flushing. How you doing, sir?
Well, I don't. A lot of stuff y'all say, I don't say it don't make sense. I just said it's been pretty much debunked.
But see, it hasn't been debunked. If it hadn't been debunked, why we wouldn't be here? That's right.
Well, I think that's what I call
all the people on flat Earth
being a skeptic.
I'm nowhere near a skeptic. I'm a fact-based person. I base almost every opinion I have on the facts that I've accumulated.
Hey, I feel you coming from, but you know what, Sean? I can't say this, man. Out of all the flat earthers, man, I got to say you one of the realest, man.
Well, that's
you know what I mean.
I think and I'm not calling anybody out. I wouldn't even say one name if I even knew for sure the name. But I do believe that a lot of flat earthers believe in a lot of the stuff they believe in based on what other people have said.
Well, that's a fact. That's a fact, man. And the thing about it, man, flat earthers, they need to learn to me, man. They need to accept other people's ideas and thoughts, man. You know what I mean? Because when I come, I get blocked, get booted, get blocked just for stating my opinion, which to me that's some weak shit, like to me, huh?
I was just gonna say, I actually agree with you on that. And here's what really irritates me. You're more of what I consider a religious-based person, so you believe in a certain God, whereas a lot of people now that I'm hearing believe in a spirit. It's no one religion. It's nothing they can read in a book. It's just a creator. And
that's pretty much how I am. I'm not a religious guy.
Yeah, you're not like you know. But it's.
It just when I say the Most High, a lot of people they
basically assume that's what it is when you say that. But the problem
and that's why I try to expound. That's why I try to expound on it. But as soon as I try to expound on it, I got 4 or 5 people cut me off. I got one guy, he feeling some type of way, so he want to boot me and then block me out the back to hang out. So it's like, a lot of times it just be false accusations. So like when I say the Most High, I'm talking about the same thing they saying, the spirit that created the heavens and the earth and everything that's in it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but it's automatically, and like I said, man, just because you believe in the Bible, that don't make you a Christian. You see what I'm saying? It just me. I believe the information that's in there and the history that took place. To me, it's a fact. Well, you know what I'm saying? And it's at the same time, it could be up. It could be up for debate, which I don't mind. Like to me, like when somebody say, "Oh, Madon, bump the Most High," and the Bible ain't shit and all that. That don't offend me. You know what I'm saying? It don't get to me because everybody entitled to their own opinion. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, to me, here's the thing. How do you block anybody? How are you a flat earther who blocks anybody for a different view and is respectful? Because understand this. That's exactly why I'm here. Madon, you hear when I started, I believed it was a globe, and I was on Dread's panel all the time. The difference between you and me was there was no difference. They were dealing with my opinion based on the fact that I was still being respectful. You don't come up, you've never been here. You're not disrespectful here at all. So I don't understand how your point of view can be blocked basically because they don't agree with it. Because I can tell you right now that what they're blocking you for, if they're saying that blocking you for what you're saying is wrong, or blocking you for what you're saying should be blocked, then theoretically I should be blocking them because I don't agree with what they believe.
Exactly. And see, that's the thing about it, man. It's like, when I come on, like I'm respectful to all the panel, no matter if I disagree with them or not. But as you see it, like people like to take shots, but when I take shots back, it's a problem. And that's why I'm like, yo, man, y'all can't just be one-sided like that.
No,
That's why I respect your show. You know what I'm saying? At least you let me finish, get my point across. Even if you disagree, we'll still laugh it out. You know what I mean? And that's how it's supposed to be, man. It's not
100%.
supposed to be like, oh man, I don't like what this dude's saying. I see it for your show because most of the people that block me, it ain't even their show.
Oh yeah.
Like Brother Sanchez, he don't be blocking me. It be the his entourage, which you know what I'm saying is cool.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. So the people that are doing this should really understand that just because you think differently from somebody, and I get it, Madonna, a lot of what you say is 100,000,000% just repeatable. We all can pronounce it. But guess what? It's still your opinion, it's still your belief. So there's no
exactly.
So I can't stop you from doing that. And to censor my stream based on me not believing what you believe, then I might as well stop streaming altogether because I have different beliefs than a lot of flat earthers. I mean, a lot. I mean, I do coin myself the only flat earth evolution for a reason. So I personally will never block anybody for their thought. I honestly, I'd have someone who thought it was a globe and no one liked. If they were respectful, they'd be on here. I don't mind at all. Madonna, you not only religious or spiritual, I'm sorry, but
it's all good.
Believe it's a globe. So, and I told you 1,000 times, this platform is more than open to you. So that shows exactly what it was when I got here. If you're respectful, it doesn't matter what you think or believe or speak on. It doesn't matter. You can't be blocked or censored for it. And that's why,
exactly.
And I've seen it happen to you, where you get on and no one wants to hear what Madonna has to say. I don't want to hear about the Most High. Okay, well, I don't want to hear about this creator crap. But does that mean I'm going to start blocking everyone who doesn't believe that it's creation, not creator? I mean, no one would be here. No one would want to hear
and if you notice,
to say.
And if you notice, Sean, check it right. A lot of times I don't even say nothing about the Most High. It'd be somebody say, "Yo, Madonna, what the Most High think about this and what think about that?" And then when I expound on it, next thing you know, everybody in the chat, well, why we going to the Bible?
I'm gonna tell you right now, and I've seen it every day since I got here. Every single person does it when Madonna's on the Hangout, where they know they can get Madonna to say the Most High 1,000 times by just sparking that flint, making that spark. They know they can get set Madonna off, and they all do it. I see them do it. The other day, you got kicked off the Builds panel, and within a second, they're talking about religion and spirituality.
Right. Hey, yo, man, that was the most hypocritical thing, and I appreciate you having my back on that day, man. You know what I mean? That was real shit, Sean.
Hey,
you know what I mean? I'm like, look at this guy, man. You know what I'm saying? The whole hour after I left, that's all they talked about.
And it doesn't make sense.
You're exactly right.
And it doesn't matter. But I've said it 1,000 times, Madonna, to me, you're family. You were here when I got here, and, you know, we battled out with dreads and all them and on the whole nine. I'm sorry that your brain doesn't work correctly. You can't see the facts like I did. I'm fucking around.
But see, that's the thing about it. I don't accept it, but I respect it. You see what I'm saying? I respect y'all visions. Now, and what y'all think, and to me, that's what it's all about: respecting the other person's visions.
Yeah,
you feel me?
And if you want to look at it that way, your view of everything is the same view as theirs. Just talk on it and have actually more knowledge about it than I've heard from most of the people who just talk to me like I'm stupid about how I feel about it. They don't have the facts about it. They just think there's something up there, but they're not Catholic, they're not Christian, they're not Baptist. They're just spiritual. The issue is you can't do that to anybody's thoughts. I don't care what they are. Like I said, I have different views about there's no fucking dome. You know what I mean? I don't believe there's a dome there. And I sure as hell don't believe there's water up there either. I believe we can go to space, only so far. And yeah, they figured out how rockets can get around. But that doesn't change the fact that I know it's a flat Earth. And that sure as hell shouldn't change how people view talking to me. Because I say it as respectful as I can. I'm as respectful as I can on other people's platforms. But if I got kicked off, if everyone was blocking people based on how they didn't agree with what they said, no one would be on anyone's panel. Every live stream would have 3 people only in it.
Right. And that's the thing about it. If it's open platform, like if you like Brother Sanchez, he was like open mic, any topic.
Now, wait.
Whatever.
Here's the problem.
What's up?
I have an open panel. I put the link in the chat. Anybody, if you're a globalist, you can come here and talk about whatever the fuck you want. I've had Mir on. Mir is one of those really smart kids who thinks the globe and has what he sees are proofs of it. I let him on here. The thing is you gotta be respectful. That's it. That's the only thing. And you are.
Right.
Everyone else is. I go on panels. I'm trying to be respectful. I've been on panels and not said one word because I didn't agree with a damn thing going on. But the key is I didn't go on there and start hell because I didn't agree or start blocking people. You can't block people. That's bullshit. And I don't care if people...
Exactly, man.
And here's the thing. If you believe that Madan says what he says too much, then you come at me with the same knowledge that Madan comes at us all with, and with a different view, and then you can say something. But like I said, most of the people that have this issue with Madan don't have a real reason for it. They just think it's what you do to someone who believes it's a globe, or believe, or they disagree with. Well, I disagree, and here's the problem. It's a lot of people that I consider family, that we all see, that, they go on panels, they're in our chat, and I have a lot of respect for them. The issue is all of a sudden they just decided that because they figured out how to have power in a back chat, that they're going to just decide what we all listen to or don't listen to. Now, when Madan, goes on his tangents and shit, for me personally, because I don't believe the same way he does, all those things that give me things to research, I can research it for my point to be better. Or there may be things that I figure out and I have to look a different way of viewing it because something's different. But the key thing is you can't block anybody because you don't agree. And I've said it 1,000 times right now. I know it's probably getting annoying, but it definitely has to be said over and over again. Yes.
Right. That's just. I mean, you just keeping it a buck, man, and that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Because
I don't want. I'm telling you now. Anybody that's subscribed to me or is in my chat or listens later on, if you only agree with me because I said this is how it is, and you haven't done your research and you don't care to do research, you're just gonna go, okay, well he said it and I think he's right. Then I don't want you as a sub. I only want people here that are willing, that hear me what I say, and go, and that only expands on their research of whatever topic I'm talking about. If Madan's saying something, okay, and you don't believe in anything he's saying, that's fine. But it should give you something to research to prove your view, or to prove, that you feel a certain way. That's all. Everything.
Exactly, because that's how it be. A lot of them guys that be up there, man. A lot of the stuff I say, I know damn well they ain't heard of it, because I don't come. Even though I subscribe to being a Hebrew Israelite, I don't even come with the same information they come with. You know what I mean? I bring it different. You see what I'm saying? And I know a lot of them guys, they never heard a lot of stuff I say. I know they ain't heard it before because it's not circular. It's not circulating. You don't hear it in the conscious community. A lot of stuff I say, you don't hear it with the Hebrew Israelites. I bring it in a different perspective. But see, what it is, it sounds so far out. I mean, you can diss with me. It's fine. All I say is, if it ain't your show, don't block them, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For instance, Bro Sanchez, I've heard him. He gives you, hey, Madan, you're talking over people. You're doing this. If you keep doing it, then I'm gonna kick you off of the panel. I've heard Bro Sanchez say that to you, and I get that. Sometimes you very, you want to talk over people. I do it the damn
remember
thing.
This. Look, but check it out though. This is the. But I understand the flat Earth unity. Now, everybody will be cracking me up, man. I be laughing, man, because I be like, now, if I butt in, it's a problem. Now you can have anybody that is subscribed to the flat Earth. Is they okay? Which I respect because y'all on the same team. You know what I mean? So that's all good.
See,
but this shit be hypocritical at the same time.
I understand
you know what I mean? Huh?
But it's not like you get even when people are digging in at their most on you, like just talking shit, saying how what you're saying isn't real. When as much as people do that, still respectful. You know what I mean? It's not like you're telling Bro Sanchez. You're never going, hey, fuck you, shut up. I've never heard you do that to anybody. So, if anything, it's
coming all kinds of shit. But to me, it just, hey man, I just sit back and laugh at it because it's just pure entertainment for me. It's like tough skin, man. You can't, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna take that 100-fold, even more. You know what I mean, to get under my skin, because it's an open panel, it's an open discussion. We talk real life matters. That's that got people curiosity around Earth. You know what I mean? Which is to me, that's why I joined, because the Earth is the globe. The flat Earth stuff, it does raise an eyebrow, and make you think. And anything that make you think, I like to be a part of it, and I like to join that type of discussion. You see what I'm saying? To see what everybody's talking about.
Well,
and to me, that's the real shit.
Everybody started there. When I got here, I thought everything I heard was crap. I was like, what the fuck are you guys even saying? The Earth is what? Man, this is ridiculous. But as I did my research, I learned. I don't know why it hasn't worked for you, Madonna, but it hasn't yet. You are going to, because I'm telling you right now, 6 months ago, you weren't talking all this, raises an eyebrow shit at all. So, Madonna is slowly.
Oh, if you go back to Dread Show, I was talking the same. Hey, the thing about it, I've been so consistent that it's amazing. Like, if you go back when I first came to Dread Show, I used to be like, yo, Dread, that's why I came by, man. See, the information y'all bringing, go back and research it. I told Dread way back when I first joined this panel, I said, y'all be saying some interesting shit. So I be want to hear what each and every individual has to say. You know what I mean? No matter how popular they are or non-popular they are. You know what I mean? I be want to hear everybody's idea, so I can go back and say, okay, let me see what this guy was talking about. Is this making any sense, or is it foolishness, or is it just, I'm saying, somewhere in the middle? You know what I mean? But that's how I always been. And that's why I always come on the panel. I say, okay, let me jump on. Does anybody say something new I haven't heard about, so I can go peep that out and check that out? You know what I mean? That's how it always been, bruh.
No, I get it. Okay, so basically it's basically, pretty clear to me that.
But yeah, I don't want to make this all about me, man. But I just had to point that out, though. You know what I mean?
Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream because I got some things to take care of. I'm gonna go on.
All right, no doubt.
I'm probably gonna go on. I'm gonna go on 8 o'clock my time, so it's 8 o'clock Pacific time. If you're around, more than welcome to come on. I just noticed bro.
No doubt. Yeah, I'm just posted at the crib. I'm just posted at the call my girl back, talk with her, cause that's why I left early when I jumped on. Okay. My girl had called me. So I'm gonna hear her back, man. Watch a couple basketball games. But yeah, you start something up, man. I most definitely jump back on.
Yeah, I'll send you the link.
All right, I appreciate that, Sean. You stay up, G.
Yep. Yes, like I was saying,
guys.
All
right, peace.
I'm gonna go ahead and end the
What's
stream.
up?
I'm just letting everyone know I was gonna end the stream.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm going to end the stream. I just noticed, Bro Sanchez, Dred uploaded a couple things. I want to check those out. And I know everyone wants to see Bro Sanchez going. I know he's doing something about evolution, so I'm definitely going to stop by there. I may jump on the panel, see how that will go. I'm not really sure what the topic is. I want to change it. But I'll see you guys over there over at Bro Sanchez's. I do appreciate you guys coming by for Ted, McVice, Origin, Madon, thanks, Dre for stopping by, David, Skyfly, BRY, Jay Alex, who did not show up on the panel, so I will be blowing up his messages, back chat, talking shit. George, thanks for stopping by, man. Carl, hope that snow, I'm going to look into that blue snow thing, because I heard you saying it the other night while you were working. It was like, what? Did you say the snow is blue? Also, talk to your boss. Tell him to fucking put a camera on the front of your truck so you can go over it, and that way you don't have to lean. Okay, I know exactly what you do with it. I run heavy equipment. I camera a lot of back paint. Sergi UFO, thanks for stopping by, man. Who else is in there? If I haven't said your name, I'm sorry. I can't go far up the back chat, up the chat link. And I just, but I'm gonna go on a little bit later on. I've got some things to take care of, but I'll be over Bro Sanchez so I can get this mic stuff fixed. But again, thanks for stopping by, guys. I'll see you guys later.